Side to side. Move your hand. Watch it, man. Watch it. Right. Remember, he's got two hands, right?
The crowd was roaring with excitement as two legendary action stars stood face to face in the center of the ring. On one side was Carl Weathers, the powerhouse known for his role as Apollo Creed in the Rocky series and for his action-packed performances in Predator and Action Jackson. On the other side, Jason Statham, the British-born master of martial arts and combat who had graced the screen in films like The Transporter, Crank, and The Expendables. Both men had earned their stripes in the world of action, but today, only one would walk away victorious. The stage was set for a battle of strength, skill, and sheer willpower. As the bell rang, the tension was palpable. The first few moments were a slow, calculated dance. Weathers moved with the grace and precision of a seasoned boxer, while Statham, ever the tactician, assessed his opponent's moves, waiting for an opening. Both were veterans of the craft, their experiences sharpening their instincts like finely honed blades. Carl Weathers was a man of undeniable strength. Having spent years portraying iconic characters like Apollo Creed and Dylan in Predator, he had become synonymous with power and endurance. His athleticism was evident from the moment he stepped into the ring. Weathers had a commanding presence, honed from his days as a professional football player, and his ability to take a hit was legendary. He'd faced off against some of the best in the business on screen, and it seemed that his strength alone would be enough to dominate this fight. But Jason Statham was no slouch. Known for his commitment to realism in action films, Statham brought with him an extensive background in martial arts, kickboxing, and diving, which translated to a fluid and agile fighting style. His approach to combat was calculated, quick, and precise. Every move seemed to have a purpose. Statham was a master at exploiting his opponent's weaknesses, and he had the advantage of speed on his side. The fight began with Weathers pushing the pace. His size and raw power were evident in the way he stalked Statham across the ring. Weathers landed a few solid jabs, each punch thundering like a drumbeat, forcing Statham to retreat for a moment. But Statham, ever the strategist, didn't panic. He sidestepped Weathers' heavy blows, using his speed and agility to avoid direct confrontation. He knew that strength alone wouldn't win this fight. He had to wear Weathers down. Weathers, though powerful, had his own set of vulnerabilities. While he was a great boxer with impressive stamina, his movements had a certain predictability to them. He relied heavily on power, which could work in his favor if he landed a solid blow, but it also left him open to counterattacks. Statham, with his lightning-fast reflexes, was able to avoid the power punches and quickly deliver a series of strikes to Weathers' midsection. The precision of Statham's moves began to take its toll. The crowd gasped as Statham delivered a perfectly timed low kick that sent Weathers off balance. Statham wasted no time, following up with a quick combination of punches and kicks. Weathers, now on the defensive, struggled to maintain his footing. His strength had served him well in the past, but against an opponent who could move so quickly and exploit his openings, the cracks in his armor began to show. Weathers' age also began to factor into the equation. While he was still in fantastic shape, the years of grueling film shoots and real-life athleticism couldn't completely shield him from the physical toll of time. His endurance started to wane, and the energy that he had come into the fight with seemed to be draining faster than he anticipated. In contrast, Statham, whose career had been built around high-intensity combat, seemed to thrive as the fight wore on. With each passing minute, Statham's calculated approach began to shine through. He didn't need to overpower Weathers, he just needed to outlast him. Weathers' punches grew slower, less accurate, as the fatigue set in. In one final decisive moment, Statham dodged a wild right hook from Weathers and countered with a devastating spinning kick to the head. The impact was immediate, sending Weathers to the canvas, unable to recover in time. The referee stepped in, and the crowd erupted into applause. Jason Statham had emerged victorious. The win didn't come simply because Statham was the faster fighter or the more powerful one. It came because he had mastered the art of patience, precision, and adaptability. In the face of an opponent as imposing as Carl Weathers, Statham's experience in calculated combat and his ability to exploit his opponent's weaknesses proved to be the deciding factor. Weathers, despite his immense power and stamina, had been undone by his reliance on strength and a predictability that Statham could easily counter. In the end, it was Statham's strategic mind, honed through years of martial arts and intense action roles, that made all the difference.